Let's go over adding a new customer and these fields that are within this database. First, I'm going to look up a new customer. So, take a look at customer code. Customer code is a code that is designated for you. You can use this for categorizing customers. You can also use this for sending emails. So suppose I have a club and I made the code for that YC. I can send an email that goes out to all my YC customers. This is what using the code is best for, and it is free format, therefore you can use it for whatever you wish. If it is a business, you need a check mark here so it can sort it as a business. If it is not a business, it's going to use the last name and sort it by that last name. Here, you have the address, which you will put in. Now when you put in the zip code, it will autofill the city and state. For the dark blue box found here, the system will assume that whenever you add a new customer, you are going to want print statement at the end of the month. It is also going to assume that you are going to charge finance charges to this customer. If you do not want to do this, uncheck the box. Display user defined is used for when you put in a note for the customer, which you would do here, and you want to display that note every time you look this customer up. Check user defined, and what that will do is every time you look this customer up, whether it be in parts, service, or anywhere within the system, the note will pop up first. As we know, we use telephone numbers as account number. We do not need to do that. You can use any number you want for the telephone number, although most of our customers do use their telephone number, so then it will automatically fill here. If you are using your own account number, then you would just put in the telephone number here. If the telephone number has changed, we have this button right here. Email addresses, which are located here, are very important. We do have email and text capabilities, which will not work if the email is not entered in. You will also need the phone number here and the carrier company that cell phone number is associated with here. Terms, found here, will print on the invoice, so if somebody is 20 days or 30 days, whatever you put here will be printed out on the invoice. Credit limit. A person will not be able to charge unless this checkmark is checked off here. Once they hit 10,000, they will not be able to charge any more unless you increase this credit limit. Tax exempt found in this box allow if a person is tax exempt. You will need to key in that number here or just key anything in this field so it will assume that this customer is now tax exempt. The drop-down menu found here is primarily for Canadian customers. It is mainly used when you have different types of tax-exempt customers. It allows you to set up your different types. The bill to account field is used when the customer has another person set up for making payments. For example, if this customer's father is to pay for all his charges, bills, or whatever he buys, you would put in the father's account number here and he will be able to receive the bill. For the discount box, if I type in 10 here, we can take that 10% off discount list and discount plus. Or we have a variable discount here, which offers you a lot of variation of discounts by different types of products. If you would like to see how that works, we would go to Accounts Receivable, Setting up Variable Discounts. If you give it an expiration date, it will automatically stop that discount on that particular date. Here at Labor Rate, you have the capability for separate labor rate to a particular customer. For example, if this is a customer you might have a contract with, where he may have a different labor rate than your standard labor rate, you could put that in here. Here is our credit card information. If you would like to tokenize a credit card, remembering that it is against the law to save credit card numbers, you can click here on this wallet icon. Then swipe the credit card or type the credit card number in, and it will go out tokenized while registering that payment in the customer's database. This does get done automatically whenever you do a sale. So although you do not need to do that now, it is good to have that knowledge. If you have a shipping address, you would click this symbol and type that in here. If you have more than one email address, click Load CC Email Address, found here. This is where the customer can have more than one email address on file. For example, perhaps the wife of this customer wants to get copies of all the bills he spends on products, or perhaps this customer has a partnership with 2 to 3 people that own the product. Here in User Defined, you have the ability to keep track of customers better by adding more information. For example, I used summer home, so I can know where that is located and more information about that. You can use this field to add this information, such as also work, which I have here. The image here allows us to have a picture of the customer as well. And for video, you could attach a video if needed. Down at the bottom, it shows all types of information you can attach as well, such as a website or documents. If you would like to see how to set up a user-defined, go to Accounts Receivable, Setting Up User-Defined Template. If you have a customer that would rather not get paper copies, then you can check mark here at the email-only invoice /payments. When the customer buys or purchases anything, they will automatically just get an email instead of a printed out paper copy. If the customer would like to do both email and printed copy, this button here will provide that email and printed out paper copy. The system's default setting is to print only. This is setting up all the information about the customer. You could also set up information about his major unit products that are in service. You can do that here where you see the wrench. The description of the wrench shows when you hover over it and says Add/Edit Customer Unit. Click it and it will list all the different products that he has in service. You can click on any of these and you can add a new one as well. If you want to see how to add units, check out the video called Adding Units.